The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Welcome back to our Dungeon World campaign, Perils of Parandisi. After making a deal with a black-bearded man, our heroes find themselves involved in the political intrigue of Kingsbury. Enjoy the podcast.
All bourbon.
Hi, and welcome to Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, and we're now on Stitcher Radio. Of course, you can find us on iTunes. We have a Google community, and we're just all over the place. We're going to go around the table and introduce our characters by our players for our Dungeon World campaign, the Perils of Parandisi. Go ahead, Kurt. We're not going to go around the table. We're going to go into some odd
We're mixing it up today just to mess with Joe, which is a problem because my whole goal for today is to put Joe into a good mood. But I am Kurt Schumacher. I am playing Shadrock, formerly Shadrock the Lame. He is the druid adventurer in our wonderful party.
And Kurt's mom's cookies are helping to put me in a good mood.
Good cookies.
And that's a euphemism.
These are good cookies. I've got good cookies.
They're good.
No, that's milkshake. My milkshake.
All right, so anyway. we had Joe.
Hi, everyone. This is Mickie.
Go ahead.
And Mickie is very distracted today, so it's going to be an interesting play day. She plays Demaya, who is the thief of the group, and she's enjoying some of Kurt's mom's cookies.
Wow, this order that we're going in is confusing, even to me, Mike, who is still playing Fritzy, Snickle Fritz Bombus, the wizard, the fireballer of all.
Fritzy, baby, Fritzy.
Strong Don here, otherwise known as JJ. And, yeah, I brought milk, so cookies and milk going to work out pretty nicely, I think.
You didn't bring enough milk to share, though.
This is true, but I'm also not going to be partaking of the bourbon that Kurt has so graciously.
I might touch that at some point.
So,
and I am Joe. I'm the game master for our Dungeon World game. We have not recorded in a little while now. It's been a few weeks, and we're going to try and pick back up where we left off. Mike is going to give us a bit of a recap of that last session so we know where we're going to start this one off.
Last time on Adventures from the Shed, the group followed a bandit to his hideout, and were introduced to the branch manager, bandit leader, Willem, who they promptly killed, and fireballed a lot of his minions. But then they went to search the little shack. Yes, we were metagaming, and we were having an adventure at the shed.
At the shack.
So then we explored through the trap-ridden shed that had an amazing basement that went on forever. And just as we're coming up out of the trap door into a structure above full of bandits, Strong Dawn takes a bullet, Shady takes a bullet, and the voice yells out, we'll talk to them.
We will entertain their offer.
So that's where we're at.
All right, so you guys are there into this, I'd called it a kitchen type of area. It is like a big tiled room with a lot of work surfaces. It looks like some food preparatory area. In that are several of the Red Hand Bandits, and they have their crossbows and their swords, and they're ready for you to give up. Of course, you may or may not want to.
How many? Several.
There is one man standing there. He's like a middle-aged man with a long black beard, and that's the one who is talking to you. At this point, it was just Strong Dawn and Shadrock who had gotten up into the room. The others will be seconds behind.
correct. Good of you to see the light.
Well, we could use someone of your strength.
So what exactly do you propose? Come, people in the...
I yell out of the basement, what does he look like?
Come out of the dark.
How many are there?
All of them, I think. That was an interesting cough.
Sorry.
Cough, sneeze thing. So he, as you guys surface, so there are several, 8 maybe or so around this room. And he tells you your services could definitely be useful in our pursuit of the king.
Pursuit of the king.
Pursuit of the king. Hi, fellas.
Well,
Hi.
who are you?
Tell us more.
We are the band of the Red Hand. We are part of the rebellion to take down the tyrannical King Glorin.
Are you married to that name?
Why? I'm actually married to Bridget.
Oh, okay.
She's been on a podcast before.
This is true.
The girly podcast.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Yeah, for those who haven't listened to it, we do have an Adventures from the Shed, the girly podcast.
It's quite entertaining, too.
And it has more hits than most of our other podcasts.
It does.
Because it's chicks, man.
is.
So why are you going after
Girls
the
rock.
King Lorien?
Yeah, he didn't seem like a tyrannical king when I was there.
You're probably either well-to-do or a murder hobo.
A murder hobo. Why the
No, that's Joe using that term. If you are not a permanent resident of the city, then you usually have nothing to worry about from the king.
Well,
Interesting.
what do you want us to do?
Well, apparently you have strength among you and the ability to get into places where you should not be.
True.
So perhaps you could help us to gain more information.
Now, what does the state of the place need to be after we leave it? Because we can get in. I'm not entirely certain there's going to be an in after that. Though.
Hey, you look back at the splintered trapdoor into the basement. Yeah. That is of no concern.
Okay.
This could be interesting. So, Kingsbury?
What is he wearing?
This guy looks like from Kingsbury. He would be on the level of like a banker or some type. He's wearing some fine clothes, but not the best, not like noble level. And he is definitely the in charge person. He doesn't carry a weapon, but
Does
a
he have gloves
lot
on?
of red colors.
Does he have gloves on?
He does not have gloves on. It's an interesting question.
Um,
Do you have the disglove spell that you were just waiting to
no,
use?
I would say, well, we're interested in hearing your proposal. I'm Fritzy, and I put out my hand to shake his hand.
Okay. And
Rather than baseball.
and if he does, what was your plan?
I was going to charm him when he shakes my hand.
So what does it look like when you cast Charm Person? I mean, do you have to lick him in the face or something?
No, I think it's just I think it might be just a slight, it might not be anything that anyone can see.
Well, I need to know if it's something anyone can see because you're in a room filled with people. People who feel you are hostile already.
I honestly can't remember if there's
Okay.
anything. If anything, my
Well, you've
eyes
gotta make it
glow,
up now.
I think.
All right.
So
So are
maybe
you going
they glow
to
for
try
a
and
second.
hide it from the others in the room?
Sure.
Let's do a defy danger, and we'll do it with intelligence because you're using it as you're casting the spell. And let's see if
first
anybody
time he's ever done it without
notices.
using a face palm.
Yeah. Usually I just hit
Yeah.
him right in the middle of the face.
Oh,
7. Still good.
it's still good. It's still good. Another Simpsons
4 plus
reference.
3.
So he notices you are doing something and pulls his hand away at the last moment. He doesn't tell his guys to attack you or anything, but it's just like a nonchalant, no, I don't think so. Missed me.
No.
All right. So, okay, then it's good to meet you, Fritzy.
We shake hands.
Yeah.
Friends shake hands.
Well, you do that with any of your friends then.
Hold up,
Fist
my
bump.
Fist bump. I prefer the fist bump.
We'll do a whole bunch of different physical greetings. All right, now what's Shadrach? Is it a bear hug?
I'd want to hear more about what their problem is with the king, and also ask what's in it. What assisting them is it? What is in it for us if we assist them?
Well, if you assist the Red Hand, then you can live through it. But if you do not, you would not be allowed to leave here with this information.
See, I've heard that brand of bargaining before, and that was before we took out, like, Joe says
You
15, but I
already
think it
know
was
too
6.
much. Well, if you count the ones back at the road.
This is true.
You only had one left when you were done there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the tyrant doing that is so oppressive beyond the usual things that a king does?
Yeah. Other than claiming things that are not his and taking the lives of the innocent, nothing big.
So, all this while, Demaya's kind of looking around,
Sure.
taking it all in, figuring out, where the exits are and how many people and all that good stuff, just tactically taking it in. So what does she see?
Well,
That's
there
a
is
discern
the
reality roll, isn't
door.
it?
Well, as far as what she just described, I can answer those questions.
Okay.
There are 8 people. They are all very eager to kill you if told to do so. They have that look in their eye that you've killed their friends, at least their allies. And so there's the door that goes down to the basement that you busted through. Plus, there are 2 doors on opposite ends of the room. One leads farther into this building. I'm going to say it's a mansion, a manor that you're in. And the other leads out the back. It looks like into a backyard.
Okay. Now, as the thief, I'm trying to find it on here, but doesn't she have, like, knowledge of the thief underworld and all that good stuff? My question... I
Don't remember.
prompts because I want to know if I've had any dealings with the Red Hand, and I want to know whether or not to take them seriously, like what on a threat level, DEFCON 1 through 4 or 5.
I know they
Where
have...
is she?
She has some kind of, like, thieves talk thing.
Yeah.
Connections is an advanced move. It's on the back of the sheet. There's connections.
But it says
and that's
here
about the
under-
criminal underbelly.
Under race, it says
Inhuman.
Inhuman. You're
Okay.
a professional, so when you spout lore or discern reality about criminal activities, I take a +1. What's that?
Let's do that. So do a spout lore.
Okay.
That's intelligence, and you get a +1 to that. Because you are trying to remember if in your knowledge, so you're bringing this out of your knowledge, are these, what?
Plus intelligence, huh?
Who is the Red Hand?
Yeah.
That's a
Essentially,
big success.
so that's a 12.
Okay.
Wow.
You do not remember the Red Hand at all as a criminal organization. They do not ring a bell from any of the criminal organizations you've ever known.
Which scares me all the more because
It could.
in my line of work, I should have heard of them if they're
If they're on the playing
if they're
field,
on
and
the
they're-
playing field where we are. I should have heard of them. So the fact that I've not heard of them and they've been this successful, because obviously they have. We just stole a bunch of loot from them. Scares the bejesus out of me. So
Or they're not criminal.
or they're not criminals.
Exactly.
That's it. I just want to throw that out there. That it could be that they're horrible, evil, and very secretive, or they're just not. They don't run with the same circles.
Okay, so can we have a powwow
So-
per powwow?
Well, I think you
So
should
that I
ask the
can share
question.
that?
I think you should ask the question then, like, why were we accosted on the road then? Because you know that they're not criminals.
That's a good point. So if I don't know
Let
of
me
them,
let me interject here for a moment from the GM's perspective. It wasn't part of the story until it became part of the
Yeah,
story.
I know.
I would say that you guys were ambushed on the road because you looked like you were upper level people from the city.
I'd like to think I'm an upper level person.
Your mic moved down, and the wire's over it. So there you go. All right, that's
All right,
probably
so-
why it moved down. Go ahead.
can I call like a group meeting? 'Cause-
You will be allowed to, if you would like to speak privately in a room that only has one exit, and they will guard the exit.
Ooh, so do we want to trap ourselves even more?
Yeah, we're kind of
Sure.
already in a situation.
All right, so group meeting.
Okay.
Do we have everything we need to know from these people?
So, like 2 rooms away from where you are, there's like a big food pantry that's mostly empty. That is probably about as large as our shed here, 12 by 18 room. You have plenty of room to stand around and talk, and there's just a few bits of different canned foods and jars and stuff on the.
There's
on the
no
shelves.
windows.
No windows. This is a completely closed-off room with the only exit being the door that you walked in. After you walked in, they closed the door, and you hear 2 of the guards will stand right outside the door, and their footsteps stop right outside the door.
Are we still on a level that is underground?
No, you are above ground.
Okay.
All right, powwow. So what are we gonna do?
I see this as a or B option. We either fight our way out or we work with them.
So we fight and die, or we work with them and live.
Hey, we've narrowed it down now from 8 to 2. I think we can probably handle this thing.
2? Oh, you
There's
mean
only
outside
2
the door?
guards outside the door now. Also, I could throw a fireball at this wall, like right behind us, and blow a big hole in the side, and we
And
could run
escape
on
that
out.
way. Well, all I know is I don't know these guys. I've never heard of them, which makes me wonder just how bad they are. Because I should have heard from them.
Well,
And I think knowing their aspirations would be beneficial to understanding the total lay of the land. I was unaware that Kingsbury was this faction divided.
Oh,
what they've told us is consistent with what I've heard. One of my friends before I joined with you is a wise old wolf, Talrock, with whom I speak somewhat regularly, and he had told me of, as he calls them, humanoids on the road who only seem to attack upper class people or people of higher authority, but leaves often the poor people and the weaker people alone. And I did not know what to make of it at the time. It seemed odd. But in light of this conversation, I think that he was clearly speaking of these red hand, and in fact told me that he had seen a lot of that color on these people who have been attacking on the road, and that would be consistent with what they've told us. So, I think we should consider at least accepting their offer initially to get inside, to get some more information about what's going on, and then reevaluating.
not too crazy about going into Kingsbury.
I'm not too crazy about alienating ourselves by getting with this terrorist group against the king.
But does anyone really know who the... I mean, if Demaya, with her criminal contacts, doesn't know who the Red Hand is, no one's going to know our connections with them either.
Yeah, but we're on a roll of being good guys. Can't we just keep being good guys?
Wait, there's nothing to say that
We can't just
have to
double
listen.
agent this later.
Exactly. We can't. We can always change our mind.
Right.
I mean, it is a lady's prerogative, right?
Right, we can get ourselves out of this situation by agreeing to go along with them and change our mind, or we may realize that they're not the bad guys.
Yeah.
I mean, do any of you know the king personally?
No.
I've never met a king. I've met
There's
a
always
shaman.
2 sides to a story.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Sofa King.
Terrorist
So what
to
do you
one
s-
is a freedom fighter to others.
What do you say, Fritzy? Are you on board?
I say that we're in a better position than we just were, so we could probably fight this thing out.
To what
But,
end?
Well, if it seems like we got like 8 more to go, and then we'll be done with these guys. But
The thing I have a problem with that, though, is they may have a point. Like, I would like to be better informed before making a decision.
Agreed. We just must lay low when we get to Kingsbury.
I agree. I don't think we should outwardly signify ourselves as being aligned with them, but that doesn't mean we can't at least...
That means no gallivanting
I mean-
through pubs, no crazy party, Fritzy. Keep it on the down low.
have you heard of the Kingsguard, though? They are the real deal killers, man. We don't want to go up against the king.
Well, not all the King's Guard is all bad. All right, so she kind of mumbles that under her breath. Not all the King's Guard is bad. All right, so are we gonna do this?
What are we gonna do?
Are we gonna listen and pretend to go along with the plan?
Not even pretend, just go along with it until we don't.
Until we decide we don't want to.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll get to fireball someone.
Someone could die, don't
Not
worry.
today.
All right, so you're prepared to give your answer?
Yes.
Okay. So the guards will let you back out, and the man with the long black beard will meet you in the a nice big living room, a den with lots of furniture, big room. This is definitely a manor house. And he's sitting at, of course, the biggest, most comfortable chair. And he invites you all to sit down. And what have you decided?
What are your intentions for us?
My intentions are to use your formidable skills to find more information that we can use against the king.
And who will we be collecting this information from?
Within Kingsbury, you will find several contacts from the Red Hand who will be watching for you if you choose to accept this.
Fair enough.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Should you choose to accept it.
Will there be exploding missives?
His mouth explodes. My mouth will explode in 5 seconds.
Yeah, so
I think we should let him know that we would expect appropriate compensation if we do our job well.
You think you should? Are you saying that to yourself out loud?
I think you should say it out loud.
I'm saying it out loud. The threat of death is not that daunting to us, but we're intrigued by your proposition. We would understand as men of honor that if we do good service to you, that you'll make it worth our while.
And women.
And women, excuse me.
fucking eloquent ass druid.
So you want money and women? Great. You of course would be compensated for your time and abilities.
Tell us where to go.
To hell.
That's not a good start.
You will go to Kingsbury to the. I'm trying to think. Somebody come up with a district name.
The Onion District. I don't know.
Onion District. All right, so you're
Has a
going
lot
to
of
go.
layers.
Yeah, you're
has
going
a lot
to
of
go
layers.
to the marketplace and where they sell onions. There's a man there at the onion selling booth. He will talk to you.
Name?
He will talk to you.
I hate
All right.
missions like
Mr.
this.
Onion.
Mr. Onion. He is many layered, yeah.
How far are we from the marketplace?
Well, you need to finish your travel to Kingsbury. Honestly, don't remember how far that was, but we're going to
We
say
didn't get
with
very
another
far.
with another day of travel, you'll get there. We'll leave it at that.
Are we back to full hit points?
Yeah, you'll get a chance to rest.
Do I get one of my uses of my poison back?
I don't think there's anywhere you would have picked it up along the way. When you get to Kingsbury, though, taking a few, a day or some coins, you could definitely.
Okay.
All right. So what I would ask you all to do is mark off one ration for the last day. Everyone except for Shadrock.
If I were to eat a basement ration, does it have a negative effect?
No,
All right. So I
it
am
does not.
down one basement ration.
Okay. It may at some point, but it doesn't when you eat it.
All right.
We're all like watching him eat that basement rat.
It actually tastes like peaches. It's
That's what
probably
I
like
was thinking.
Peach marmalade.
It was like jarred peaches.
Yes.
Oh, song slapping.
Lady Marmalade. Stop it, James.
Huh?
All right, so what are we doing now?
Okay, so
That's
you
what I'm
mark
thinking about, right?
that off. You make your way to Kingsbury, and millions of peaches. Peaches for free. Yes. The marketplace is in full swing near midday when you arrive, about 2 in the afternoon, and if you go straight there, you would find there is one vendor that has a small little cart with lots of onions at a great price.
Along the way,
It's right next to like garlic and chives and all kinds of different condiments and seasonings.
she's gonna lift a shawl or like scarf, and you see her kind of like wrap it around her head and cover her head and face, and just very nervously
Just to
looking
hide?
around.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That is acceptable.
Thanks.
I want to shift into the form of a feral cat
In the
and tag
middle
along.
of the marketplace?
Yeah, I'm going to go find a corner somewhere. And then I want to tag
Is there a
along.
phone booth?
And I'm going to stand right next to Fritzy the whole time.
All right.
Wherever Fritzy goes, I
So
go.
let's make a roll for the shape change.
11.
Yes, okay. I don't know that we'll need them, but go ahead and mark your 3 hold.
Okay.
And if something comes up that a cat could do and you want to do it, you can use a hold for
I
it.
mostly
In the
just
meantime, you're really
don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be seen as a party member, so
Right.
I'm just trying to hang out and watch.
Yeah, I was just thinking if you failed, you could have been like a cat with a shillelagh sticking out of your back or something. Could have been interesting. A deformed cat.
Or a two-legged cat.
Yeah, the 2 opposing front and rear legs. It'd be fun to watch them walk.
I called him Wobbles.
Wobbles. You take Wobbles for a drag. So the you guys are just approaching, yes?
I will
Yes.
approach the Onion
Yes.
Man.
Oh yeah, like I'm full on brazen. Like this
Yeah.
whole subterfuge thing is disgusting.
Well, he didn't ask you to be secretive. He just told you where to go.
Exactly.
Right? He didn't say you had to be secretive about it. As you approach, he looks around to make sure no one else is around, and he says, "So you got here quickly. What did he tell you?"
He said to see the Onion Man.
To see the Onion Man. The man with the black beard. What did he tell you you needed to do?
Talk to the Onion Man.
Shadows
That's
gather.
In the
Did
night.
he?
The Red
was
Dawn.
that not the catchphrase? I thought there was a catchphrase.
So he's essentially he's asking you to take a look at how you react, so he knows if you actually talk to the right person.
oh yeah, the black black bearded man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, sure. I know him.
Willem's
Totally
buddy.
know him.
Says,
See,
okay.
the
There.
way you're supposed to do this thing is you give a misinformation of the person.
Yeah.
That way, if they agree, you know. they
Yeah,
didn't
but
see
see,
it.
I keep forgetting that you guys are players. Sorry.
Players.
Players.
Don't hate the player.
So he tells you, Chancellor Belinda is having a masquerade ball this evening. At this ball, the king will make a brief appearance, and when he leaves, he is supposed to be on a, shall we say, a mission of ill-doing, and we would like to know what he does when he leaves the masquerade this evening.
Interesting.
Can we get tickets to the masquerade ball?
He hands you 4 tickets that smell distinctly like onion.
And
Yeah, everything he has, pretty much.
I mean, if
And
you want to be,
they are all, first class tickets into the masquerade ball. Appropriate dress required.
thank you, Johnny Onion Seed.
My name is Robard.
Robard.
All right. thanks.
Robard, how did you get stuck with the onions?
well, if you're a man that doesn't
I have
want
a
to be
farm.
bothered,
Do you have no sense of smell, Robard?
Well, sooner or later it just goes away. And he's always crying. It's so horrible. So how do you guys want to approach that? New information.
what does he mean by appropriate dress?
We gotta get some
need to
costumes.
We need to get you dressed.
I am covered.
No, appropriately dressed.
I want to go as a wolf.
He has
need a
never been
costume.
appropriately dressed.
I know a place in town.
Is it costume?
Yeah. It's a costume ball. The best kind of balls.
Best kind of balls.
All right. Giggity, giggity. Okay. All right. So I guess.
We have to go get proper attire.
All right. I saw
And-
once a street performer with shiny, metal-looking skin. Can I go like that?
Shiny metal-looking skin.
Sure. What is he talking about?
He's talking about the living statue guy.
Like she looks at him and goes, "Sure," and then turns and goes, "What is he talking about?"
What the hell is
Exactly
wrong
what I
with
want to be.
you?
I
What
want to
is
be a living
wrong with
statue
you?
guy. Put on the shiny, I don't know, body paint. I guess it is.
I guess. It'll be something here. Something different.
But you can just prestidigitate that shit on me, can't you?
Yeah, sure.
Is there prestidigitation in this game?
I think we should check into
Yeah.
it again and go get our costumes.
Okay. How many coins do you guys have?
1 million.
We have at least
courteous
500.
donation from the Red Hand.
Yeah, we got 500 from the Red Hand.
Yeah.
Or
So I'll
do they
give
take
you-
it back?
I'll give you some numbers just to make it easy. To have an inn for the evening, each person would spend. Well, I guess would you go for the regular inn or something nice?
Something nice.
I don't know. I was going to go to the Frazzled Mermaid. My inn of choice.
Do they have rooms there? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's where Fritzy might already have a room, unless they gave his room away.
Like he has a permanent room?
Baby.
Yeah.
That could be. I thought I had that in here. I don't see it. All right. So what we're going to do is 5 coins a night for a nice place. And for your costumes, 10 coins each.
So we're down 60
Just to make
coins.
just to make it simple.
We're
So
down to
can he
420
use the
coins.
prestidigitation to break down the material of the coins and reapply it to me, so I look gold?
We're not wasting gold coins on that.
You're already going to waste gold coins on a stupid costume.
We're not wasting gold coins on covering you with
With gold
paint.
coins.
Gold paint.
You can have 10 coins worth of gold coins that we
John,
can make
Sure.
you into a
just,
gold man.
just stop it.
It ends up like leopard spots.
Nice.
It's not enough to cover Strong Dawn, that's for sure.
As long as you
works.
cover the important parts.
So he's got like a golden cod piece.
Gold member.
Well played.
All right, so what's your costume?
Yeah, let's come up
Typical
with
masquerade fashion. Big poofy dress, black, and let's do black and silver this time, with a mask with a silver plume. My hair is
We need video for that. The
We
plume
need
went
the
like 2 feet
plume.
behind you.
silver plume. She gets her hair braided, so it's braided down her back. She looks in all respects, she looks like a proper lady. You could tell she's done this before.
All right.
Proper and prostitute both start with pro.
What about
What
Kurt
about-
has his mouth
What
full?
about a mask? Well, you have a masquerade mask?
Absolutely.
Because
I said-
you had gone with the shawl thing. I didn't remember you saying
Well,
mask.
the-
Sorry.
I used the shawl to walk through town, but as
Yeah.
part of her costume, she would have a masquerade mask. Again, silver plume.
Like just
That's a
over your
black
eye?
mask.
Coming from the mask. Okay.
Coming-
I missed that, sorry.
So half her face, you know.
Shadrock will be going as a great wolf. He'll have a wolf mane draped over his shoulders with the head and the face out over him with a kind of a silver fur mask, and then his manly body underneath.
So total freak, got
So
it.
he doesn't have a problem wearing the skins of his friends.
He does not.
It's faux.
It is natural. It is a natural for things to die, and when they die, it's good that they be used.
All right, I like it.
I think he's going to be the gold guy.
The gold-spotted cow.
No, I legit want to see if there's
Yeah.
like a paint.
Not at such short notice.
Really?
They wouldn't just have metallic paint laying around.
Like the whole concept of subterfuge of hiding your true self is foreign, but I'm okay with like doing like a war paint sort of looking thing.
And I'm fine with
mean-
you using the 10 coins to mess them up into something that you can use to disguise.
I mean, I do have prestidigitation,
Right.
and in prestidigitation, I can change something's color. So, I could change if you get any kind of paint, I could change it to be gold paint.
There you go.
That works then. Okay.
Done.
So I am actually I want to be completely silver.
Silver, okay.
Silver. But he said sober.
And
No one wants that.
Fritzy, I think he will look for he's going to look sort of like a knight, except that the armor isn't like real armor. It's sort of like play costume armor, where it's like super thin
Plastic.
and just like covers a little bit, and then he'll just have like a little helmet thing that just covers his eyes and is sort of like a little mask.
All right. So you guys are ready for the ball. At the entrance, it's the regular red velvet rope, entrance, and they're taking tickets from people. And apparently, everybody who's gone to this masquerade ball is high class. It's a lot of really rich people. You guys look like the kids who bought the store-bought costumes on Halloween, and everybody else has spent thousands of dollars on making theirs. But your tickets are legit, so you get in. And inside is really, for anyone who knows people in Kingsbury, there is not anyone in here who has like less than a six-figure income in Kingsbury. It is a very wealthy party.
I think I would probably know at least a couple of these people because I get into these parties surprisingly.
You slept with some of their wives, right, Fritzy baby?
Probably some of them.
Well,
Demaya slept with some of their wives too.
If you specifically recognize somebody, let me know who it is.
And I would have probably lifted a couple jewels in my day from some of these
I'm
people.
sure you would see them because some may travel from like Manx where you had originally started.
I'm just going to stand in the corner because this many people makes me really nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah. I might just sit and drink bubbly stuff out of the tub.
You probably haven't had too many carbonated beverages. That might be an interesting new experience. So how do you guys want to approach the whole ball thing? How do you want to mingle? Do you want to just hang out in your own little clique, or what do you want to do?
What type of music's playing?
A lot of like the annoying like harpsichord, and it's like a harpsichord, bagpipe, pan flute trio playing jazz.
Who decided that?
Clearly the organizers have poor taste in music, although all of the rich people seem to enjoy it.
I see.
It is all the rage these days.
It is.
Bagpipe jazz.
Yeah, so how are you guys going about this? I want to hear more about your characters.
I want to actually participate in the festivities.
Okay.
So,
here's what I would say. I would like to hear how Strong Dawn integrates himself into the participation. What you're seeing is some really organized, like ballroom dancing, and people are stepping exactly where they're supposed to. The right person's leading every dance, and on the edges, every little spot that has a cocktail table and a few people standing at it, they've got their pinkies up in the air holding the glasses, and that's the scene you're in. How do you participate in that?
I'm going to say that Strong Dawn like hears the music and like finds a rhythm that he can do like a tribal sort of stomp dance.
Okay.
So think the Samoans, like their little haka.
The haka.
The haka. Okay. Like that's sort of the dance he'd be doing, and just totally counterpoint to their little perfect stepped.
Okay.
So a bull in a china shop.
I'm a bull in a china shop.
All right. Now, who else is doing what?
Fritzy is definitely like schmoozing with the elite, and he has a group of young women around him, and he's telling them stories, most of which are just made up, about his exploits and how he saved the world, and they're all very impressed.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, he's sort of keeping an eye out for either the king or the chancellor.
Okay.
Shadrock is wandering by himself, trying not to talk to anyone, being intrigued but scared at the same time. Basically trying
introvert.
not to be seen.
So total creep against the wall. Right.
Trying not to be a creep against the wall, but just kind of wandering, not finding a place to stop, wandering.
Okay.
Trying some bubbly stuff. I should probably have to make a defy danger roll against alcohol, but that's up to you.
Constitution. Are you specifically drinking?
Yes.
Not just tasting.
I tasted and I liked it.
Okay.
That's you in the corner.
So we'll let that go for now until it counts.
Okay.
All right, and Demaya.
Demaya is playing it much lower key.
Because of the description of your outfit, you are the least out of place.
Exactly. So she's going to play it much lower key and just mingle amongst the people, kind of catching bits of conversation here and there.
Okay.
Think of she's a chameleon, right? So she can shift in and out of conversations. No one really pays her much mind. She looks like you described, her costume looks a bit almost like a country bumpkin.
Okay.
So she can easily pass as someone from the country who's come here to this ball and is pretending to be, or is overwhelmed by the big city and all the lavishness and all that. So she's in and out of conversations, just kind of mingling, trying to figure out what she can pick up and any pockets that she can pick.
So what I'd ask you to do is give me a defy danger with wisdom. Because what you are essentially doing is trying to get in and out of conversations without being noticed.
Yeah.
And pick up information.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
So
12.
a lot of the conversations that you do find yourself in, they're specifically almost every conversation is
That
really
was a 10.
10, yeah.
Is the king really going to be here tonight? Oh yes, definitely. I've heard from good authority the king will show himself very soon today. And you know, where's the chancellor? She hasn't arrived yet. Nobody has seen her yet. And then there's other conversations about, you know, the Red Hand is really starting to give the king a lot of trouble on the west side of town, and the king's supposed to be going over there to take care of business. We hope he takes care of business.
Does she see any of the kings of the knights of
There
Kingsbury?
are real Knights of Kingsbury here.
Okay.
They are standing at the I don't know if they have a technical name or not, but these semicircular staircases that meet at the balcony above. They're standing at the bottom and at the top of both sides of that staircase.
She avoids those.
Okay. Specifically avoid
Specifically
that spot.
avoid those spots.
Okay. And then as Fritzy's watching for things to happen, specifically, you see a woman in a nice big poofy crimson red dress with feathers sticking out from all different areas. Some really like 4-foot long feathers, like a peacock coming out of the top of her head. She walks up the balcony past the guards and stands on the top, and she removes her mask, and you recognize it's Chancellor Belinda. And she starts to address the crowd. And the things quiet down, and she says, welcome everyone to the second annual Masquerade Ball of Kingsbury. And Demaya, when you turn to look, you see it's Lady Vostra.
Oh, shit.
Wait, Lady Vostra is the Chancellor?
Oh.
Oh, poop.
This
Well,
is not going to end
I mean,
well.
she likes Demaya.
A lot.
And she introduces King Glorin, who comes from behind a curtain on the balcony behind her and stands next to her on the balcony. And they have a few words to the crowd of, you know, things are going well in Kingsbury, blah, 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 all political stuff. And after about a minute, there's the standard golf clap applause, and they both walk their separate ways down to mingle with the crowd.
Ooh, dear.
So now you're specifically avoiding that spot.
Specifically avoiding anywhere.
So she's like flipping out, like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh,
Oh
oh my
my,
gosh.
Chancellor Belinda is Lady Vostra. What is she doing? What's going on here? She's intrigued.
Are you guys going to have a little powwow so that you share this information? Because,
We
I
would
mean,
have
normally
to.
we share it over the table, but you guys are going to take a minute to,
We would have
Yeah, because
to.
she's just a Chancellor to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So do that. Yeah, take a minute here and talk amongst the characters with
I
what just
leave
happened.
my group of young ladies and go over like I'm going to get a drink, and you all are lined up at the bar. And I just take my spot, which is like the third one over, and
his butt
then we
print.
talk about it.
Yeah.
We have a problem. Chancellor Belinda, I know her as Lady Vostra. You know, she and I had a couple run-ins, spent some time together, and I don't know what's going on here.
What do you mean by run-ins?
Well,
I think
you
it's when you leave the sock on the doorknob.
yeah.
The
We
wet
had
sock.
a
We don't have socks in the mountains.
we had a beautiful affair. Her husband was away a lot. She was lonely. She wanted to take a young girl in, show her a good time. You know,
Although she apparently has an alias because she was not Lady Vostra.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I know
that
her
seems
as-
sort of weird.
I know her as Lady Vostra. I think the Chancellor Belinda is the alias.
Don't look at me.
Oh.
Looks
I can't answer right now. You guys are talking.
I mean, how long have you been gone from Lady Vostra?
Before I ran into you crazy folk.
I mean, I doubt that she could have gotten a new alias brought onto the council.
She did spend a lot of time in Kingsbury. I mean, I didn't think twice about it because, I was having a good time spending her husband's money. But when I think back, she was always coming into Kingsbury and spending several days at a time here. I never
So
bothered.
how much do you actually know about her?
I
If
know
she was
her-
able to maintain this other identity, how do you even know she actually has a husband? How do you know that wasn't her money?
No, I've known her. I studied her for weeks. I pick my marks very carefully.
Maybe you were the mark.
No.
So one thing I was thinking about as I was putting this together is, I know for us, the us real people, we have the internet and pictures, and when somebody is somebody and you see their picture here and there. That doesn't exist in this world, right? So you wouldn't make the connection because there isn't a picture of Belinda Carlisle around anywhere, right? Chancellor Belinda. There's no picture of her around with her name underneath it. So nobody would make that association.
Although-
it's not, I'm not trying, and I want to say that specifically because it's not that you're dumb. There's no way that you would have
I wouldn't have known.
You weren't there.
Did you?
I mean, she's not Belinda Vostra, is she?
No, I normally don't do last names.
No, like if
But
it
no.
was Lady Vostra.
So for from Demaya's perspective, she has only ever known this person as this noble woman in a
Lady
town
Vostra.
in the city of Manx on an island nearby.
Sounds like that's where she had her getaway. Did you part on good terms?
Didn't you steal a necklace at the parting gift?
Are you wearing it?
No, I don't have it on me.
Did you ever get it back from that the bandit?
Never gave it to him.
I thought you gave it to him.
I showed
as
it to him. I was like, this is what you could get. I never gave it to him.
I probably just facepalmed him after that.
Ooh, this could be bad. I mean, I just disappeared, and yeah, her necklace happened to disappear the same time I did.
I mean, how confident are you in your disguise? You could go talk to her.
She would know who I am.
How attractive is Chancellor Belinda, Lady Vostra?
Very attractive.
Too attractive for Fritzy, baby?
Oh, God.
Is there such a thing?
No, baby,
Really?
no.
See, I imagine Fritzy preys on the 5 or lesses.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think Chancellor Carlisle or Vostra, or whatever the hell her name is.
That girl needs love too.
Dang,
Yeah.
man.
I think she's out of his league. I mean, I can try and go speak to her as Demaya and rekindle that relationship and try to get to the bottom of this.
Well, it seems like we have multiple ways into the king. Someone can follow him when he leaves the party. Someone can work Chancellor Belinda. Someone can fly around like a hawk in the sky and trail his caravan. We have our job is to follow him and figure out what he's doing, right?
I could go up and shake his hand.
You can go up and shake his hand.
If you're keeping, I'll assume you guys are kind of keeping an eye out to make sure you're not being spied upon, right? So
Yeah.
while you are doing that, you notice that the king has a couple of his retinue with him who actually start putting his masquerade outfit on, and they're essentially dressing him up like a farmer. But it's a real a farmer with gold filigree on his overalls, and right. It is the king farmer, but he is definitely getting into a full disguise. They've even got little makeup things, and they're putting lines in his face and stuff like that. So they're getting him ready for his masquerade entrance.
The king
And they're
will
kinda off
soon
to the
be
side.
on the moon.
Do we know about Chancellor Belinda's relationship with the king? That's
she
that
is
general knowledge.
She is the leader of the Council of Peers in Kingsbury, who are the only other people who have any say in the city itself. The king has overall authority over everything. He can do veto power, override anything he wants, but the The Council of Peers handles just about all normal matters. Are we putting up another street light? Do we need another guard down that street? That's all handled within the council. But if the king decides differently, he can overrule it. He has ultimate power.
Fair enough.
So that's the relationship. It's, that of two politicians.
Okay.
It seems sort of strange to me that she is the most outspoken opponent to his latest tax increase. I'm sort of surprised that he would agree to come to this party.
Keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. Close and your enemies
Closer.
Whatever. Shut up.
Hug your friends, have sex with your enemies.
I think Shadrock's going to plan on just trying to covertly tail the king wherever he goes, because he's not so good at the diplomatic stuff.
How?
If that's good with everyone.
Explain to me how.
Well, be in my costume as long as I'm at the party and just trying to stay 25 yards away and looking nondescript. But once we get outside, I'll assess the lay of the land and then probably transform into an animal that he won't notice.
So let me ask you, give me a defy danger with wisdom, because this is going to tell me whether you are aware if you can, covertly tail him while you're here.
Looks
11.
good.
Okay. You know that too many people are staring at you in your out-of-place costume to actually tail the king
Okay.
while you are in this building. There's always somebody looking at you.
Okay.
You
So
could change it
you
into
are
an animal.
you are that aware enough, definitely.
Can I go in the bathroom and become a little mouse?
And then while you're stepping out, somebody sees the mouse. Crunch.
That's right. I don't want to get stepped on. That's true. That may not be a good choice.
Maybe a cat.
Yeah, if a mouse comes out of the restroom at the masquerade ball, everybody's running. That might be more frightening.
What about a nice regal dog?
Maybe.
Does he have like Great Danes or anything that he hangs out with?
He has great dames. The fives and lesses.
I'm just going to hang out by the bar as I have
Okay.
been
All
until something precipitates a decision.
All right.
I think that I should go do the handshake trick on either Lady Vostra or the king, and then just get in with their table, so I can be with them.
They are walking and mingling, just so you know. So it's probably easy to approach them, but they're not at a table. They're talking to everybody. There's 150 people here, and it looks like they're going to take the time to say hi to every single person here.
All right. I guess when the king gets to me, I would like to shake his hand and try to charm him.
Will you be at the bar?
No,
Still, or are
I
you
think
gonna
I'd
walk
probably
around?
go back to the group of women.
All right, and who else is going to do what?
I am trying to I don't know yet. Come back to me.
Okay. Kurt, you've got a thought? You look like you have a thought.
I am going to overcome my social anxiety
Really?
and thank Chancellor Belinda for her invitation to the party and
Really?
tell her that I wish I had a more impressive costume, but that I'm nonetheless happy to be there.
All right. Well, then she'll take a moment to look at you. Give me another wisdom roll, please.
12.
12.
One of those days.
Yeah. So it's that perception you've gained while being out in the wild. Every little thing catches your eye, right? And you know that there's something going on. Well, when she looks at you, there's a moment of recognition before she just falls into her regular political spiel of, well, I'm really glad to have invited you. That is a very interesting costume. Perhaps you should meet the king before you leave. That's a wink for anybody at home. And that's part of your wisdom roll. There's something there.
Okay. I would ask her if that's something she could help facilitate.
He's right over there.
From across the room,
Yeah. And
Demaya's
while
been
she's
kind
chatting.
of positioning herself directly across from Vostra. So when she looks up, she takes her mask down, so that Vostra sees her face,
Okay.
and just kind of stares at her and goes like this. That was a come hither
Come here, look.
for those folks listening.
Come at me like you got an agenda.
Come at me like you want some.
Mickie put on her smoky eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Smoky allergy-covered eyes.
Shut your mouth. Yeah. So I'd do that to just kind of get her attention and direct her to come speak with me at this closest little alcove.
At that time, Chancellor Belinda would shake your fake paw or something, right? She'd reach for something on your costume to be political. And as a politician, she'd just, oh, that's such a great costume. Oh, I have to go talk to someone else. Please find your way to the king. Good luck in finding him. Wink, wink. And she'll start making her way towards you via 20 other people and saying hi along the way.
Shoot. Demaya would just wait for her to come up to her.
And Fritzy has found his way to the king.
All right. So when
So King Glorin is there. He's kind of, he is now a gold filigreed hillbilly. But he is definitely, he keeps himself as tall as he can. His chest is puffed out, and he's always got this stern look on his face.
All right.
Now he just looks like that as a hillbilly.
I would take his hand in a bowing manner so that my eyes were down because I don't want him to see the glowy eyes. And as I shake the hand, I would like to try to charm him.
Okay. Go ahead. Just roll it. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
All right.
13.
So read out charm person again. So we've
Charm
got what we're
person.
looking at here.
Charm person is the person, not beast or monster, you touch while casting the spell counts you as a friend until they take damage or you prove otherwise.
Okay. So some people have called him a monster, and it didn't work. No,
But he's
I'm
not
kidding.
a
I'm
literal
kidding.
monster.
He says, oh, hi. Would you raise your visor?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hi. Hey, I think I remember you from somewhere. You know, we're about to leave in a few minutes. Perhaps you could join us.
That would be amazing.
All right.
I'm Snickle Fritz Bombus.
Oh,
by the way.
yes. I'm sure that's your name. Definitely.
We were at that thing with the thing, remember?
I remember
Yeah.
being there.
Yeah.
We did the stuff.
Yep.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
You were
He's the thing with the guy at the place.
He was
Yeah.
that one. And,
Do you want to introduce the king to your buddy?
yeah, I was going to ask, how are you going to go along with that?
Well, I've just been kind of
you're
sneaking up
keeping an
along,
eye
and I'm
on.
kind of behind Fritzy now. And
Yeah.
I would kind of step forward at this point and
No.
give him a nudge and hope that he'll introduce me.
Would it be all right if I brought my manservant with me? I try not to go anywhere without him. Also, I have my bodyguard, and let's see, where is my wife somewhere around here? She'll be around.
She'll be around sooner or later.
Yes, but we would love to join you later.
He
It
lets
would be
out
an honor.
He lets out a non-typical laugh for the king and claps you on the back and says, "Sure, bring Wolf Boy along." Demaya,
So his lady and my
Chancellor Belinda reaches you.
hello, my lady.
Well, hello, Demaya. What brings you here?
I could ask you the same thing. Last I met you were going by Vostra. Who's Belinda?
Well, that's a long story, but from what I've heard, you've learned a bit of it already.
Well, I've got time. Share.
Let's just say it would be good for you to go along with your friends to follow the king. It is time once again to catch him red-handed.
Don't tell me what to do, my lady. I thought we had something special. You wound me. Do you know who I am? What about all those nights we spent together? You promised me. You told me you loved me.
Of course. And if you are able to pull off this mission, perhaps we can find time again.
What is this mission? What do you want from me?
First, you'll need to be quiet here.
No.
Or you will leave.
So she's like an errant child.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So tell me, what is your mission? What are your intents? What are your
This is
what are
neither
your
the
intentions
time
as your king?
nor place. Go along now. And
Go
she pulls
along
her
now.
mask down and walks away.
Oh, she's hot to trot.
She is.
Fritzy sees her getting sort of heated across the
Angsted.
room, and I give that like high shrill whistle and give her the finger.
She gives you another finger.
Strong Dawn, you have managed to sway several of the uppity folks into your haka dance.
Nice. I've
Yes,
started a trend.
You have. And that is where you are.
Yeah,
right
I'm teaching.
now.
I'm teaching them how to do it. Like, you have to feel your emotions.
Yes. And they're just, yes, emotions, great. Boom, boom, boom. So the king is ready to leave.
All right, I gather
You try to round
my
everyone
my
up.
entourage, and we get you guys to head out the door after the king with me.
All right.
All
Nothing
right.
wrong.
So when you guys walk out, the king gets up to a carriage outside, which has several of the knights of Kingsbury there, and they ask the king, "Who is this that's here with you?" And the king mentions that this is Snickle-Ritzy, my friend. He's going to come along for the ride. And the knights say, "Well, that's fine, but the rest will have to stay here."
I don't know. Can you guys get another ride, and maybe meet me a little bit later?
Luke, you do what you have to do, Fritzy, baby. We'll take care of ourselves.
Whatever, Fritzy. She's in a fit state. She doesn't want to talk.
All right, so Fritzy gets into the carriage with the king. It gets carted down the road, and that's where we're going to stop this session
Dun dun dun.
of Adventures from the Shed. You can do the Chewbacca thing. All right, everybody want to say
Bye
bye,
Guys,
Thanks for listening.
thanks. Bye.
Strong Dawn starts a new dance craze as the others find time to mingle at Chancellor Belinda's masquerade ball. Fritzy charms the king and gathers the party before following King Glorin out into the city. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.